Online, are you able to hear me? Okay, so we can start now. In the last class, which topic we have discussed? EBS volumes done, right? Okay, today I'm gonna discuss S3 buckets. Screen is, can you call him once? Not him, Arjun. Screen a bit. Give me a couple of minutes. First of all, I need to clear all the buckets here. Okay, so we can start now. In the last class, we have ended with the concept of EBS volume, right? So in today's session, I'm gonna start the concept of S3 buckets. What I'm gonna start here? First of all, what is a bucket in general? Bucket is an storage service in the AWS S3. See, bucket can be called as infinite storage, sir. Bucket can be called as why? Because there is no any such limitation for the bucket. Okay, you can just use how many you want. Okay, you can use how much of GB and TB you want. There is no any specific limitation for it. Is the point number one clear for all of you? What is the point number one in S3? It's a infinite storage. So lot of companies will use the S3 buckets to store very huge data. Okay. For example, if you are having some terabytes of data, if you want to store it on the cloud, so then we are going to use S3. Okay. it is one of the primary service from the AWS actually. Initially AWS started with few services only. First one is SNS, SQS as well as your S3 buckets. Okay. It is one of the primary service for our AWS cloud actually. Now coming to the S3 bucket here, if I want to store data, I'm going to create something called as bucket. Simply bucket is nothing but a root level folder. What is bucket here? Root level folder. In bucket, the minimum size of storage can be 0 byte and maximum will be 5 terabytes. How much? Sir, abhi to like aapne kiya ki like bucket is infinite storage. You said yes, no, bucket is infinite storage. But again, you are telling maximum size is 5 terabytes. By default, it will be 5 terabytes, guys. By default, it will be. But if I want to extend, I can definitely extend. But for free tier, it is going to be only 5 terabytes. Okay. So the best thing about bucket is in real time, we will save a lot of data in the bucket. Okay, like not very, very small data. We will store very, very big data. And even if you know artifact write var files, in real time, I can store var files in my buckets also. Basically, we use which service to store the var files? Nexus. But instead of Nexus, I can go and I can be able to use the S3 bucket service also. Okay, I'll show you like how to do that one. But before that, let me clean up all the buckets that is existing. No. If you want to do it, you can do it from the batch operation. But even like batch operation also won't delete the buckets at a time. It is for encryption and lot of simultaneous objects. Okay. And again, to delete the bucket, basically we have some policies. I'll tell you like what are the policies for the bucket deletion. The reason why I'm cleaning the complete buckets is I want to provide the clarity. If I have this many buckets, ultimately it is going to be very difficult for you to identify which bucket I'm using. Okay. Previously, in which concept we used buckets? Kubernetes, right? In Kubernetes class, we used the bucket to store the cluster information. Correct or not, sir? In real time, apart from that, we can use lot of things to store the data in the bucket. Okay. So it's about to delete completely. So I'm gonna mix it up completely. Fine. So and there is one more pending. Okay. And one more thing, already I have given document for your bucket concept. But the thing is here, apart from document, I'm going to tell you some additional concept, which is not a part of your syllabus. Okay. So it is how exactly your bucket is going to see in the like AWS console. Okay, S3. Amazon S3 stand for simple storage service. So we have simple storage service. So 3S, right? We are going to use S3. The main purpose is to store and retrieve the data. You can store the data, you can retrieve the data from any part of the world. Remember, S3 is a global service. That means there is no region required. It can be able to accessible globally. Okay. So when it comes to the main part here, already intro I discussed about this one. So let me go and tell these details. So this part already we covered, okay, while I explained. So coming to the buckets, if you create a root level folder, then it is called as bucket. So in the bucket, we are going to store object. What is the meaning of object? Files, folders, anything which have data is called as object. So bucket ownership is not transferable. That means if I create bucket on my account, I cannot give the bucket to your account. After you create a bucket, you can't change the name or region. This is very, very important. If I create a server, can I migrate the server to another region? Can I change the server name? Can I change the instance type? Can I change the EBS volume? Anything I can change. But for bucket, it's not like that. Once you create, that is fixed. Okay. We cannot delete the bucket directly. First of all, we need to empty. If you see in the starting of the class, before I delete the bucket, first of all, I empty the bucket. Empty means writing permanently delete. What you gonna write? Okay. After a bucket is deleted, the name is available for reuse. That means if I give the bucket name called ABC, basically we don't give, but if I give ABC, I cannot use the same name. But after I delete, the name is free to use and I can reuse that name. So the files which we are going to store S3 is minimum up to 0 bytes and maximum up to 5 terabytes. By default, you can create 100 buckets in AWS account by default. But if you want, you can extend up to 1000 buckets also. But the limit is by default 100. And what is the storage? 5 TB. So already as per discussed, it is highly scalable. That means you can increase the capacity. It is highly securable. That means we can provide encryption for data storing. and it is long durable. You know what is the meaning of durability? S3 provide 99.9999999% of durability. That means 11 nines. How much? Let me explain. If I upload 10 million objects, how many? 10 million objects. After 10,000 years, one object will be removed. That much of available durability it is. That means today, in the year of 2024, I uploaded 10 million files. After 10,000 years, if I go and check, out of 10 million files, only one file might be missing. But rest of the 9 million files is going to be like 9 million some additional, okay? Rest of the files are going to be still available. That much of durability we are going to have for the S3 bucket. So 11 nines. It is object level storage. That means you can store the objects. Object is nothing but a file which has the data. So easy to store and retrieve data. That means you can store the object and you can easily able to retrieve. So object based storage and data is going to spread into multiple. That means if I store the bucket on Northern Virginia, I can copy the data to Mumbai also. Just like how we copy AMI snapshot. The same way we can do it also. Okay. So customer of all sizes and industry use Amazon S3 to store and protect very large amount of data, such as data lakes, website, mobile application, backup, restore, archive, everything. Already we discussed, even our EBS volumes snapshot is also going to store on S3 bucket. If you remember this concept, that's it. Now coming to the object here, sir, what is the meaning of object? Anything which has the data is called as object. It can be a file, can be a folder, can be an image, video, audio, anything. Okay. A bucket is a container of objects. A bucket is a file and any metadata that describe the file. That means object can be a file or data about the file is also called as object here. With the Amazon S3, you pay only what you use. That means how much of data I use, I'm going to pay only for that much of data. Okay. Sir, now you said that with the Amazon S3, we can upload 5 terabytes of data, right? But there is some terms and conditions here. Directly 5 terabytes I can't upload. Let me tell you in an easy way. For example, if I want to upload the data into S3, I have 4 different options. First one, from the console, which you already know. To directly go and create the bucket, I can upload. Second one from CLI. From CLI also you have seen. Third one will be SDK and fourth one will be API. These are the 4 available options. SDK, CLI, API, console. For example, if the object is less than 5 GB, if the object is less than 5 GB, I can use SDK, API, CLI. No, sir, if the object is more than 5 GB, I need to use console. Console means manual, I need to upload. How I need to upload? Manually. No, sir, if the object is more than 160 GB, again I need to use SDK, API or CLI. Sir, you said SDK, API, CLI is less than 5 GB. But again, if it is 160 GB, how we are saying SDK, API and CLI means, let me explain. There is a concept called multi-part uploading. What it is? Multi-part uploading. I'll explain what is meaning of multi-part uploading. For example, it is my file. This file is very big. Let's say it is having 5 terabytes. How much? So I'm gonna divide these files into n number of pieces. I mean, like my AWS will do it. The very big file is gonna be divided into multiple parts, and I'm gonna upload each part separately to my S3 bucket. I mean, like all of the parts I'm uploading at a single time. Okay, a very big file, I'm gonna divide into multiple parts and I'm gonna upload each part at a time. So in that case, I can upload the 5 terabytes of data. Is the point clear? Tell me how many ways we can upload the objects into S3 bucket. How many ways we have? 4. First one is console, that is manual. Second one is AWS SDK. SDK stand for Software Development Kit. Next, CLI, API. API stand for Application Programming Interface. These are the 4 different options. Is my point clear? Fine. What is multi-part uploading? Divide the big object into small parts and upload them to the bucket at the same time. That's it. So this is the high level overview about S3 bucket. Now is the intro of S3 bucket clear for all of you know? Clear or not? Tell me what you understand by S3 concept here. Object storage service. We can store here data. Okay, that's it. Online is the intro part of S3 clear for all of you. Can you please confirm? Non-transferable. Where is it non-transferable? I never said non-transferable in the class, Akhil. What does it mean? Like, even I don't know. You are saying it non-transferable. Okay, fine. Huh? You can't. You can only increase. You can't decrease. Some services in AWS you can increase, but you cannot decrease. Okay. Next, coming to the major components in bucket. First of all, you need to provide key. Key is nothing but object name. That means name of the file. Second one, value. Value is nothing but data in the bytes. Third one, versioning ID. Versioning ID is nothing but showing uniqueness of each object. And finally, metadata. Metadata is nothing but data about data. So again, these are the four components. Key, that is name of the object. Value, data in the bytes. Versioning ID. For each object, we have the versioning. Let me tell you what is the meaning of versioning. If I upload a file one in the bucket, let's say it is my bucket. I upload file one. What I upload? Again, if I upload the same file one, this is the version one, this is the version two. In future, if I upload the same file, again, it is going to become version number three. It will maintain the multiple versions of the same file if I upload. And coming to the metadata is nothing but data about data what we are storing. That's it. Now coming to the buckets, actually, sir, if I want to create a bucket, there are some certain rules. You cannot directly go and create the bucket. There are some lot of rules here. What you are going to have? Lot of rules. First one, name should be unique. Name should be what? Unique. Second one, name minimum is 3 characters, maximum will be 63 characters. That is a range. Next one, here you are going to use only small letters. Lowercase is acceptable. And bucket should not be an IP format. Which format? IP. And must begin and end with a number or a. For example, if I use @Raham, that is not going to valid. Or if I use ash, it is also not going to be valid. Either you need to start with a number or with a letter. So these are the 5 major rules to create the bucket. Again, bucket should be unique name. Minimum length 3 to 63. It should open with lowercase only. Should not be an IP format and must begin and end with the number or letter. But here there is a note point. Exactly 6 years back from now. Okay. Buckets what you are creating on Northern Virginia might have 255 characters when in 2018. And at that time you have the uppercase also. But after 2018 March 1st one, the particular feature is deprecated. Deprecated means that is no longer existed. What happened to that feature? That got no longer existed like that. So now coming to the S3 versioning, already we said versioning is nothing but it enables the multiple version of the. If I upload file one for 3 times, it can maintain 3 different files. It helps in accidental termination. For example, with the help of versioning, if I delete a file, automatically I can retrieve it. There is a possibility. It can retrieve the previous version of the file. By default, versioning will not be enabled for any bucket. We need to enable. And once you enable, there is no disable option. You can only suspend it. What you can do? Suspend. So let me go in, do some practical part for you. You will be getting a lot of clarity here. And I'm going to cover a lot of topics which is not a part of your syllabus. So use those topics for your clarity. So coming to the bucket creation, already I said, bucket is a global service. That means you can access from globally. But even though here it comes with the region, but it is a global service. So you have general purpose and directory. Okay. Sir, when to use directory means recommended for low latency use case. What is the meaning of latency? Latency is nothing but transferring of the data. For example, high latency means data is going to transfer very slowly. Low latency means data is going to transfer very speed. Correct. Like that. Next year coming to, we are not going to use directory. In real time, we use general purpose only. What we use? General purpose. So bucket name should be unique. For example, if I give the bucket name as Raham, it will not be acceptable. Why? Because bucket name should be unique by global. That means in my account, I am giving Raham. But if somebody, some other account is using the same name, it's not going to be valid. For example, Tapas is having his AWS account. If he using a name, I cannot use the same name. So bucket name must be globally unique, just like your Instagram ID. If I use a Instagram ID, can you use the same ID? No, it should be unique here also. So if I try to give the name Raham and if I try to click on create bucket, is it acceptable here? No. Why? Because first of all, here you are having upper letter. Uppercase is not acceptable. Okay, let me go for lowercase. Click on create the bucket. With the name of the Raham, there is no such bucket. That is the reason it is created. But if you go and create, it won't work for you. Why? Because in my account, I'm already having the name called Raham. So it is created on US East 1. But even though it is on Northern Virgin, it is accessible globally. Okay. So it is created on August 1st, 2024 at so and so time. Now click on this one. Click on upload the file. Click on add files. In the bucket, you can upload any kind of file. It can be text file, PDF, Word document, Excel, image, audio, video, and GIFs also. Images also you can upload. What kind of images? You know, any kind of image we can be able to upload here. It can be PNG, JPEG, okay, logo, anything. Here I'm going to upload some of the random files here. So I'm uploading here a file. Next coming to just like it is and completely folders are there. Here are using the Python. It's a folder. Still I'm uploading the folder, Python folder. Upload. In that Python folder, I'm having .py, .yml, .iml, .config, different configuration. If I click on add files, again, I'll be going to some other options here. In the desktop, I'll go and I upload the 430. Like it's a normal text file. I'm going to upload some images also. Profile1.jpg. Are you seeing JPEG and JPG? You can also upload. Click on open. So click on upload. But the only thing is for 8.2 MB, it will take some time. It won't upload immediately. It will be some bit low, but you can use S3 transfer acceleration. With the help of S3 transfer acceleration, we can speed up the object uploading. We can speed the, let's say, if you are going with experience, this question might come up in the interview. How do you increase the rate of uploading objects to S3 bucket? By using S3 transfer acceleration. That is one of the use case. So click on close. If I go here, are you seeing the files here now? Here are you seeing the Python folder. For example, if I want to open any file, click on this one. Are you seeing open here? Click on the open button. And here you can be able to see the object. Are you seeing the object here? Like in this way, you can be able to see any kind of object. So I'm going to close this one as of now. And here if you go and see this file, if I want to open. So I can click on open directly. Is it the file opening here? Like that I can be able to open. And one more thing I want to tell for you while creating the bucket is, let me delete the bucket. Why? Because I want to tell you one important feature. Of course, I can tell later also, but it's completely okay now. So in this bucket, you are having the lot of files. Okay. So if you go and see in the properties, currently bucket versioning is, that means if I delete an object, I cannot able to retrieve. So I need to enable it. How can you enable? Click on edit, make it enable. Once you enable the bucket versioning, there is no disable. You can only suspend. Already I said this point. So now go ahead and check. If I delete any object in the bucket, immediately I can able to retrieve. So let me go and click on, oh, sorry, not download, delete. So this object I'm deleting, but you're gonna type delete here. Is the object gone now? But are you seeing the button here? Click on the button. So if you go and see the object still existing there, if I click and if I click on open, now object is still opening or not, sir? Even though it doesn't matter, even though if you delete the bucket, or sorry, object in the bucket, still we can be able to access. And the better part is you can click on download, that object is going to be completely download to your local. Is the concept of versioning now clear? What is versioning? So versioning is going to help on two ways. It will maintain the multiple version of same file. Even though if I delete the object, I can be able to retrieve. Now I shown you how to retrieve the object. Now intentionally, I'm going to upload the same object couple of times. Now you see what will happen. Click on upload, add files. This profile 2.1 I'm uploading. It is 2.1 JPEG. I'm uploading. Second time also I upload again. Same object I'm going to upload second time also. Okay. Close. Upload. Close. If you go and check out now, how many times I upload the object? 2 times. If I click on show versioning, if you go and check, are you seeing the first object now? Are you seeing the second object? 2 times the object is uploading or not, sir? Yes or not? So even though if I go and upload for the third time, again it will get the new version. Check out now. Click on show versioning. Are you seeing third time? 1, 2, 3. Able to see it or not? That is what exactly I can call as multiple version of the same file. Correct. So now what I can do, next year, for example, here in this bucket, I want to upload some other objects. Okay. I want to upload some. So click on upload, click on add files. So in the download section, go and upload some different files. I'm uploading resume, which is on docs format. Open. As well as I'm uploading PEM file. As well as I'm uploading PDF. Are you seeing the PDF here? And WAR file. Are you seeing the WAR file here? I'm uploading the WAR file. Add files. I'm uploading the credentials also. For example, let me go and upload .csv. Are you seeing cops credentials here? Now all of these are different types of files. So even though my bucket is going to still support them, are you seeing it now? It is uploading. You can see the progress also. Are you seeing the progress here? Yep. Click on close. Now here I'm going to tell you one important thing for you. Let me upload one last object and remember the name of the object. Lastly, I'm uploading the object called index.jsp. Which file? For example, in bucket, in real time, if you ask me, we have some thousands of objects in my company. I'm talking about. Whenever I upload an object, I forgot which object I uploaded lastly. For example, I upload a file, but I forgot the name of the file. Now you are having 1,000 files in your bucket. Now how can you identify? You can see the time of uploading or not, sir? Time or not? But your time is completely mixed up. Time is completely mixed up. You don't know which time you uploaded also. So in that case, what is the question I asked? No, what is the question I asked? Delete. I'm asking, what is the question I asked first of all here? What is the concept I'm teaching? Is that the question I asked? I'm asking that I upload a file recently, but I forgot the name. Then how can I identify which file I uploaded lastly? That is the question. Here deletion, I'm not talking about deletion. Okay. So in that case, are you seeing lastly modified? Okay. Double tap on it. In the double tap, if you can go and see, whenever if you do double tap, it is gonna bring the latest file into the top here. Are you seeing the latest file index.jsp? What is the uploading time here? 16:45. That means 4:45. But before that, 4:44. Seeing it or not? This simple trick is going to help a lot for the filtering. In the same way, I have some hundreds of objects in the bucket. I want to check what is the object with highest size. Again, go ahead and click double tap. If I double tap here, What is the highest object in my bucket? 8.2 MB. That is profile.jpg. Next highest object, Netflix WAR file. In the same way, I want to arrange my files in alphabetical order. Double tap on it. In the double tap, are you seeing it is alphabetical order or not, sir? No. This panel will help you a lot in order to filter. For which purpose I can use? Filter. I can see the which storage object is having highest storage, which file is lastly uploaded and which file is firstly uploaded. What is the alphabetical order? Everything I can be able to filter out. So this helpful a lot in my real-time organization. Is the point clear for all of you know? Yes. Online is the concept of filtering clear for all of you? Can you please confirm in the chat box? Okay. So next year, let me go to the folder. So in bucket, there is no such concept called folder. Here I upload a folder, but it's not a folder in the bucket. For example, if you go and see, if I select this option, are you seeing S3 URI? Copy the URI. If I paste it here, here, this part is called as key name. Key is nothing but name of the file. And the rest of the part is called as prefix. Which one? Don't call this as my, this one is prefix. Don't call this folder. It is not a folder, it is a prefix. Last one will be the key. First one will be the name of the bucket, and the middle, whatever you are seeing is called as prefix. Now let me go with some other example. Now in this example, tell me what is the key, what is the value, and what is the prefix here. I mean, like a key and a prefix, only two things will be there. I want to see what are the bucket names, what is the prefix, and what is the key name. First of all, bucket name. What is the bucket name in this above example? Ram is the name of the bucket. What is the key? Sample log config. And the rest of the part is completely prefix. There is no such a concept called folder in the bucket. Everything is bucket name, prefix, key name. Okay? Bucket name, prefix, and key name. Correct. Don't confuse it. Okay? Next. So for example, in my bucket, I want to calculate how much of data I have in the bucket. How do you calculate? I want to calculate size of the bucket. I'll double tap on the size. Next, what you do? Taking a calculator, 8.2 plus 8.2 plus 22.4. I'm going to do like that. If I do like that, what will happen? Punya column will be purtified. Correct or not? So I'll select all of the files here. In the action, click on calculate total size. Now, what is the total size of the bucket? 16.4. How many number of objects in the bucket are there? 12, like that. Okay, so you can calculate size of the bucket. Why? Because sometimes we perform auditing in the bucket level. That means how many buckets are there, how much of storage in the each bucket is left. So this is the simple click what I can do to know the storage of my bucket. And we can use some artificial intelligence things to do it. There is a concept called storage lens in S3 bucket, which is very high end. Of course, it is not a part of syllabus, but I'll just show you. S3 storage lens. Of course, we have two versions. We have free and paid. If I go for storage lens here, are you seeing the dashboard here? Are you seeing it now? You can see total amount of storage available in the bucket. You can see how much of object count is there, how much of object is taking the storage. Everything you are able to see or not, sir? For this total bucket, how much of storage is there here? 23. How many objects are there? 278.6 thousand. Okay, correct or not? Like that. So this we are having two versions. One is free, second one is gonna be paid. But again, it is very, very high level overview. That's it. Next, for example, I want to change the name of my object. Click on this one. And what actions you can go? Here, click on rename the object. So I want to give the name as raham.jpg. raham.jpg. Is the object renamed or not, sir? And simply if you want to copy the object, you can copy, and if you want to move the object also, you can move. Let me tell you how to copy and move. For example, it is my Raham bucket. I want to create one more bucket called Raham2. Which one? Raham2. Okay. So here I need to tell you these settings. Previously I haven't said, but I'm telling you now. ACL disable means objects will be storing on your account only. Other person cannot able to see it. But if you click on ACL enabled, anybody can able to see the objects in your bucket. Which one you go? Disable or enable? Disable. Next, block all public access. By default, I am blocking all the public access to the bucket. If I untick this one, anybody can able to see it. I don't want to make it. Okay. Next, by default, bucket versioning will be, but I need to make it enable. Coming to the encryption, by default, our bucket will be having the encryption. That is SSC encryption. SSC stands for server side encryption. But you can go with KMS encryption, or you can go with dual layer KMS encryption also. But I'm going for SSC by default. In the advanced, you can see lot of things. Here object lock is disabled. If I make it enable, object is going to be locked. It is not going to be modified. I can lock the any object. Click on create the bucket. Now let's say I want to transfer all the objects from bucket 1 to bucket 2. Okay. Select all of them. Actions, click on copy and move. If you copy, files will be on both the buckets. But if you move, file will be available on only one bucket. So click on copy. So click on browse S3. You want to copy to which bucket? Go to S3 index page and I want to copy to Raham to bucket. Choose destination and click on copy. All the objects are copied or not, sir? Now if you go to the Raham to bucket, are you seeing all the objects here? In this way, even you can able to copy the object also. So these are the basic level activities you need to understand in the bucket. Now I'm going to tell you one of the high level advanced concept in the bucket that is called as cross region replication. Which one? What exactly the meaning of cross region replication? Listen here. I create a bucket on Mumbai. Whatever the object I upload on Mumbai, it need to come to Northern Virginia. Directly it need to come. Okay. So let's see. I'm on Mumbai region. I am working from Mumbai, but my client is residing on Northern Virginia. He is residing on US East 1. He is asking me to transfer some of the important files. But his account is different, my account is different. In that case, how can I transfer the files? Can I use Gmail or WhatsApp? We can't. How can we? So for that purpose, I can use S3 buckets. What I can use? In the S3 bucket, we have a concept called cross-region replication. That means region, the files you can transfer from one region to another region. Within same account, you can transfer. Within different account also, you can transfer. That means, let's say, here if I upload a file called file1, okay, automatically the file1 will be copied to destination bucket. I don't do anything. If I upload here, automatically it will go and stay there only. Is the difference between copy and cross-region replication clear? Copy is a manual action, but cross-region replication will be applicable directly. Here we have two things. CRR stand for cross-region replication. And there is one more thing called SRR. SRR means same region replication. Cross-region replication is nothing but Mumbai to US East 1, Northern Virginia. Two different regions or not, sir? No, sir. If I copy the files from Mumbai bucket to another Mumbai bucket, that is called a same region replication. That's it. So here, S3 replication. So when if I do cross-region replication, must enable versioning on both the source and destination buckets. So cross-region replication means CRR, same region replication means SRR. So buckets can be on same account or buckets can be on different account. Okay. Remember, for example, here if I have 10 files, initial I have 10 files. After creating first 10 files, I enable cross-region replication. Now these 10 files will won't come by default. But again, if I want to send the old files also, I can be able to send it. Okay. I'll show that practically. But before that, first of all, go and remove these two buckets and let's go freshly. Remember, to delete a bucket, first of all, you need to empty. If I directly go and delete, it won't delete. Are you seeing this one? First of all, you need to empty the bucket. Type permanently delete, okay? Let's create two buckets on two different regions. First of all, I'm gonna go it as Mumbai bucket. Mumbai buck for Swiggy. Okay, for example, I'm taking Mumbai buck for Swiggy. That means Mumbai bucket for Swiggy application. So ACL is disable and public access needs to be blocked. Otherwise, anybody can see the object, which is not recommended. But bucket versioning must be, I create the bucket number one. So bucket number one is on which region here? Okay, bucket number two, I can create on Mumbai. Just I'm changing the names itself. Okay, let's go. It is on Mumbai, I'm putting. So it is my bucket number one, which is on US East one. Bucket number two is on Mumbai. Already my bucket number one is done. So I want to go and create my bucket number two. Create bucket. And see, if I want to create bucket on Mumbai, okay, select here Mumbai. But again, here buckets are globally accessible. Okay. But from which region you are creating the bucket, by default, bucket is gonna stay on that region only. But you can access from globally. Yes, correct. Then what is next? You need to wait for some time before I explain. Okay. Like N Virginia bucket for Swiggy. And you can copy the settings from other bucket. If I go here, if I select this one, choose bucket. That means automatically the Mumbai bucket. Wait. Previously, which bucket I created? Wait, I have given the names crisscross. Wait. Just a small correction. Let me go to Northern Virginia. In Northern Virginia, what is the name I have given? This I need to correct actually. What the person to tell me this, right? Eh? If you can't tell, who will tell for me now? Huh? Oh, I see. Okay. So I'm going for Northern Virginia bucket. Okay, N Virginia bucket. Okay, N Virginia bucket for Swiggy. So ACL is disabled, block all public, enable. So in Northern Virginia, I'm creating Northern Virginia bucket. Second thing I want to go and create on. But of course, even though if you create on same region, concept will not change. But I want to give the better understanding for you. Create bucket. This time I want to give the name called Mumbai bucket for Swiggy. And one more thing is you can copy the existing settings of previous bucket. Already I have Northern Virginia. Let me copy the same settings. Okay. Click on create the bucket. See, unknown. Okay. Basically what happening is I am deleting the bucket called Mumbai, right? It is still on deleting process. So it will take some time to release the name. So what I can do here, Mumbai. I'm going to add one more I here. So it is going to make me different name now. So I have two buckets. See, even though I'm creating two buckets on different regions, are these both coming for same place or not, sir? That is the reason I said black, like bucket is a global. Now, here if I upload any object on Northern Virginia, it need to come to Mumbai. Or if I upload any object to Mumbai, it need to come to Northern Virginia. For example, here my source is Mumbai and my destination is Northern Virginia. For example, let's take. So I'm going to Mumbai bucket. Here I'm going for permissions. In the permissions, you can see bucket policy. Okay, everything is fine. So go for management. Go for create replication rule. Rule name, I'm gonna give it as rule one. You can give any name. Coming to this one, it is my source bucket. Mumbai is my source bucket. It is on which region? Mumbai region. And if you want to apply the rule, I need to apply for all the objects in the bucket. Coming to destination, now you can choose the options. Choose the bucket on this account. For example, if my bucket on this account, I can choose bucket from this account. So if I go here, click on browse, am I seeing Northern Virginia? Select this one. No, sir. For example, if my bucket's from another region, so you need to give me your 12-digit AMI ID. If I type your 12-digit AMI ID, I can be able to list all the buckets and I can choose the buckets. Is it clear now? Currently, I'm using both buckets on same account, but if you have some different account, give the 12-digit account ID. Okay. So, but currently it is on my account, so I'm going here. Okay. So I'll go for my Northern Virginia bucket. So next, choose an IAM role. So by default, it is gonna create a new role. So click on create a new role. That's it. So next, click on save. And one more thing, if I upload an object on this bucket, it will go to this bucket. But if I delete an object on this bucket, it won't replicate. Only uploading will be replicating, not deleting. Okay. It is asking that if we have existing object in Mumbai bucket, do you want me to copy those objects also? If you want to copy existing objects, yes. But if you don't want to, no. But currently I'm not having any objects, so I can go for no. But if you have already some existing objects, okay, so go for yes. But I don't have, so I'm gonna click on no. Now go back and try to upload object on Mumbai. Try to upload any small object here. I'm uploading on which region? Mumbai bucket. Automatically it will come to Northern Virginia bucket. Go and check it out. It will take some time. Wait. Is the object replicated now? Again, I go back to Mumbai. No, I need to upload one more object. Click on add files. I'll take one other object. Will this object also going to come or not, sir? Go and check out here. Immediately it won't replicate. Sometimes it will take some time. Okay. Click on refresh. Is it coming immediately? No, it will take some time. But because data need to transfer from one region to, so it will take some time definitely. But if you want to make this process very speed, use S3 transfer acceleration. But again, it is paid feature, not free. Are you getting the object now? So in this way, you can go and you can do a lot of stuff with the help of cross-region replication. Is the concept of cross-region replication clear for all of you know? Cross-region replication indicating upload an object on one region and get the output on other region also. If you go and see, are you seeing transfer acceleration? Currently, this is on. See, it is telling that use acceleration endpoint for faster data transfer. If I click on learn more, I'll go to official documentation. It is going to tell me, see, first of all, why to use transfer acceleration. First thing will be your customer upload to a central bucket from overall world. Second one, transfer gigabytes to terabytes of data on regular expression for regular basis account continents. Second one, you can't use all of your available bandwidth over internet while using S3. That means the major thing is you can transfer GBs to TBs. It's a good feature or not, sir? Yes. But again, it is not going to be available for all the regions. It is going to available for only specific regions. And if you enable transfer acceleration to a bucket, it will take how many minutes? 20 minutes. So we need to wait for 20 minutes after enabling. Okay. But again, it is not going to be free. It is going to be completely paid feature. That's it. And next thing I'm going to tell you is static web hosting. Basically, I'll tell you one of the cringe thing in the course actually, like I cannot call this this one. See, there is a concept called static web hosting. Lot of the freshers are going to do one mistake. They'll put the project as static web hosting. It's not a project. Static web hosting means if you upload a file on the bucket, that is going to be a website. It is going to visible from the public. Lot of the people in freshers, I'm telling especially, don't put to static website hosting as a project from AWS. Project means you need to put 3-tier project. How we done Netflix in the Ansible, Jenkins, Docker, Kubernetes. These are what you are going to call as project. But static web hosting is never going to be a project. So I recommend everyone to not to put the static web hosting as a project, guys. I'm seeing a lot of this in the freshers point of view. The reason I'm telling not to put, there are lot of n number of projects I'm teaching you in the class. Use those projects in your resume. Apart from this one. Again, static web hosting is not a part of your syllabus, but I'm going to teach you. Okay, it will take only 2 minutes. If you do something on 2 minutes, how it is going to call as project, sir? Think logically. Okay. So click on static web hosting. Currently, the static web hosting is on. So make it as enable. Okay. So I'm using host a static website. Here you are going to put the index.html. All of you know how to create index.html, right? W3 schools. Okay. So go for W3 schools. Index.html for login page. Take any index.html. It's completely fine. Okay. I'm going to go for forms with icons. Click on try it yourself. So take this one directly. If you take this one, come here. Here I need to upload the index.html. For uploading, first of all, I need to create a file on my desktop. Okay. Name of the file will be. So I'm writing here index.html. Okay. I'm going to save the change. But before that, I need to upload the object called index.html. Go here. Add file. The desktop. Go for this one. Click on upload. So now click on close. Now, do I have index.html here? Oh wait, .txt. I need to rename this one. Click on rename. Actions. Rename the object. .txt should not be here. Okay. Is it clear now? Now in the properties, if I go here, are you seeing the website endpoint? Simply go copy and paste it on the browser. What you are getting? Access denied. Why it is getting access denied now? Because just see it now. Here I have given static web hosting as enabled. Hosting type is bucket hosting. I have given the endpoint also. So if I click on endpoint, I need to get the website. But why I'm not getting the website? You might think, sir, we are having some other files now. That is the reason. Okay, I'll go and remove the other files here. Or let me go and do this on a some separate bucket. Better. Click on create new bucket. Bucket name is my website for AWS. Okay. So here I'm going to click on block all public access. Okay, by default, see, I'm clicking block on public access. Bucket versioning, I'm going to give an enable. But for a change, I'm going to turn this on. Okay, but for a change, click on create index.html. Already exists. Huh? So v2.0. So go here in the properties. First of all, you need to upload the file here. Name of the file should be index.html. And here properties, I need to go edit, enable. So I need to go for host static What is the name of the file here? Index.html. So click on save changes. If I go and say I'm having my website URL, again I'm getting here forbidden. Sir, why it is getting forbidden? Here, okay, that is okay. Like index.html, I haven't pasted the content. Okay, but at least you need to open the blank file, right? Let me go and open the content here. Let me go and open the previous file. Yeah, here I'm pasting it now. Yeah. Wait. Let me re-upload the file. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna re-upload the same file now. Or you can delete this file completely. Delete. Click on close. And in the versioning also, I'm gonna disable this one. In the versioning also, I'm gonna delete this one. So click on delete. So if you are deleting for the second time, it is gonna ask permanently delete. If you do permanent delete, it is not gonna recoverable. Okay. So click on upload, add file, index.html. Do I have content here now? Yes. Close. In the properties, if I click here, so still also I'm getting, sir. Am I getting or not? No. Why I'm not getting it? What is missing here? Here, bucket policy we need to provide. What we need to provide? Bucket policy. First thing. Okay. Even though if I go to my AWS website, AWS S3 static website host. If you get 403 forbidden error, what it is gonna see here? See. If you go and see, if you get access denied, S3 doesn't change the bucket owner. Okay, let me tell you. On May 13, 2024, we started deploying a change for eliminating the unauthorized request. Okay, so you'll be getting access denied error. When the requesters are initiating from outside of the individual AWS organization account, you are going to get this one. So now in order to make this, what we're gonna do here, we are going to enable the bucket policies. What we're gonna enable? Bucket policy. If you go and see, if you want to make this one, so sign into AWS console. On the left to navigate panel, choose buckets from the bucket list. Choose the name of the bucket you want to view or edit the bucket policy for. So choose the which tab here? Permission tab. So I'm going to the permission tab. In the permission, what I need to do now? Click on under bucket policy, choose edit. So in my bucket policy, are you seeing edit option here? In the edit option, next what you gonna do? Edit bucket policy page appear. Okay. To review or edit the bucket policy, use AWS CLI. So here I need to give the AWS get bucket. What I need to use? Get bucket. So if I go back here, so in the policy generator, I need to go for type of the policy. I'm going to give for S3 principal star. I'm using S3 auctions. Okay. I'm going to get all auctions here. ARN means I need to give the complete bucket ARN. So click on generate policy. So this policy I need to give now. This policy I need to give it. And the only one thing is I need to give slash star. Slash star indicate all the objects in that particular bucket. So if I give this one and click on save changes, now try to go and check this time. In the properties, is it working still? No. Why? Because message the specified key does not exist. Here what is happening now? Previously we got some other message. Correct or not, sir? Wait. Previously we got only access denied. Correct or not? But now what I'm getting here? The key index.html is not Existed. Why it is not existed? Go ahead and check here. What is the name of the file? Index.html.txt. Now what I need to do? Click on this one. Actions. Rename the object. Remove this one. Okay. So now if I remove everything here, if I go back to properties, click on this one. Are you seeing my file opening here? Of course, I put file only, but if I put any content, any code with any content, I can be able to see it there. But currently, I'm just putting a plain content without any specification. But if you have some good code, that is gonna show you the data for it. So this is what exactly the basic of static web hosting. But I don't recommend this one. I just shown you how to deploy the static website in your AWS console. Or what you can do, let me go to Google and I'll be asking code for static website for AWS. If you go here, you can get a lot of code from the internet. Okay. It is my AWS website. You can go and you can get the code here. Wait. Yep. Go here. Here I have some code. Are you seeing the code here? What you can do, you can download this code to the local. Okay. And if you download this code to the local, if you can see the same thing, you can be able to like see the same things existed here. But the only thing is I want to download this code to local. Like how I can do, copy this one. In my local, anyways, I'm gonna have the git here, git bash. So give the command git clone this repository URL. So now this come to my local actually. In my local, I have this on Raham folder. Which folder? Raham. Okay. Now in the object section, I delete this one. Again, this I'm just showing for your clarity only, guys. Don't take it, okay? It's even not a part of your syllabus, but I'm just showing you. Here, what I'm taking is I'm taking some dummy code to show how the static website is going to work. In the upload, add files. In the folder of Raham, the desktop, I have the folder of Raham. What is the code I downloaded here? Wait, guys. What is the repository name? AWS S3 static website. Okay, AWS S3 static. This is on users Mustafa. Okay, wait. Yeah, here. Click on upload now. So here I'm just using some other open source code from the internet. You can take whatever code you want. It doesn't matter. Okay, no need to take our own code. You can take any code, whatever you want. So click on close. And after that, if I go for properties, if I go, click on this one. Again, it is telling that index.html is not found. Why? Because in my current folder, I upload the complete folder here. Okay. This file need to come back from this folder. This file need to come back from. If you upload the folder, it is not going to take. Why? Because here in the root path, I need to have index.html. But where is index.html? In this current folder, what I can do, okay. I can select all of them. Actions, click on copy. I am copying to the same bucket here. I am copying to the same bucket, but to this path. Okay. To this bucket, I am copying. Choose destination, copy. So have I got it to my local path now? Have I got them to local path now? Click on refresh. Am I getting the website or not, sir? That is how simple the static website hosting. How much time it took literally? Less than 5 minutes. That is the reason I'm not gonna ask you to put this on the project. It is very easy. Just to create some index.html page, upload to the bucket and give some policy to your S3 bucket. Then the project is done. But here you don't cover much AWS services. Are you having EC2 here? Are you having S3? Only S3 is there. Auto scaling group, no. Elastic load balancer, no. EBS is no. It is very small project what you can put on your resume. That's it. So in this way, you can host any static website from the AWS point of view. Is the concept of static web hosting clear for all of you know? But again, don't worry about the code. I take some different code. But if you want to take any code, you can completely take whatever the code you want. No, sir, if you want to do the same code, whatever you are doing, I'm just taking from the internet. So a URL I'm going to give to the chat box online. Please take this URL and paste on the Telegram channel. So the remaining people can take the code itself. Already we discussed in IAM. Bucket policy is nothing but giving specific permission to specific bucket only. Okay. And the last concept of today's session is going to be S3 storage classes. Which one? Very important for optimizing the cost in S3. Okay. But before that, is static website clear for all of you know? Yes or not? Online is static web hosting clear for all of you know? Okay. Fine now. Here the next point, what exactly I'm going to like tell you is, I said you right, we have storage lenses in S3. Click on storage lens dashboard. By default, we don't have IAM user or IAM role to access the storage lens. So what I can do, if I give IAM role for this particular bucket, I can be able to access the storage lens. Okay, fine. So I'll be going back to here, click on buckets. Now I'm going to tell you something about storage class in S3. What I'm going to tell you? Storage class in S3. See, it is just to store the object, guys. It is just to store the object. If I go for images, here you have a lot of things. The simple image is enough to explain what is the storage class. Okay. But again, it is limited image. Okay, fine. Are you seeing this image? First of all, we are having S3 standard. In the last class of EBS volume, I said you general purpose, provision, throughput code. Why? To store different kind of objects. I mean like files in the block level. S3 standard is a storage class to store the data which is frequently accessed. For example, daily if I want to access data regularly. So in that case, I can use S3. And you can access the object in within milliseconds only. Within millisecond, you can access the data. So you can have more than 3 availability zones. And the cost is going to be $0.02 per the GB. Okay. Coming to the S3 intelligent tiering, here data is going to changing access pattern. So access will be on millisecond. For example, if I want to access the data, okay, frequently just like S3, but I want to get the very low cost. In that case, I can use S3 intelligent tiering. If you go and see, standard is having $0.02, but intelligent tier is having 0.01 per GB. It depends upon how you are accessing the data. For example, if I access data daily or like regularly, I can use S3. No, sir, if I'm not accessing the data regularly, I'm accessing once in a while. Automatically, object will move from S3 to S3 intelligent tiering. And we have S3 standard 1 IA. That means IA stands for infrequent access. If you are accessing the data infrequently, in that case, I can put the object on S3. So S3 one zone, glacier, deep archive or the rest of the object storages in the S3. If you want me to show it in a better way, like I'm going to show you how exactly this is going to work in the AWS. So the main purpose of using storage class is to decrease the amount we are going to spend for the AWS. First of all, you are having standard, then you are having intelligent tiering, then you are having express one zone, standard IA, one zone IA, glacier, instant retrieve, glacial flexible retrieve, glacier deep archive, outpost. Let me explain what are those. Okay. Standard is nothing but if I want to access data daily and I want to get the data very speedily, in that case, I can use standard. Second one is going to be intelligent tiering. It is nothing but S3 intelligent tiering is the fast cloud storage that automatically reduce the storage cost on your object. That means, see, if I store a object in the standard, I'm going to have $0.2, for example. Let's say 2 rupees for your clarity. But intelligent tiering is going to decrease the cost automatically. If I put a object on standard, if I'm not using it, this intelligent tiering is going to take the object from standard and going to move to intelligent tiering to decrease the cost actually. Express one zone. That means you are having only one zone to access the data. That means instead of 3 availability zones, which is providing by standard, here one zone express will give only one availability zone. But coming to the cost, it is going to be 50% cheaper when compared with S3. But what is the limitation here? We are going to have only data, but infrequently, not frequently. In that case, I can put data on standard infrequent access. And I have standard one zone IA. That means I can store the object in only one zone, which I am accessing the infrequently. Coming to Glacier, I don't want to access data very rarely. I want to access data once in 6 months. I can put on Glacier. But once, if I want to access the data should be instantly retrieval. You can put the data on the bucket, okay? That you are going to access only once in a 6 months. But whenever you want to get the data very speedily. In that case, you can use instant retrieval. Flexible retrieval. You can put the data in the bucket and you are accessing for 6 months. But you don't get the data very speedily. You get data on moderate only. Next one, Glacier Deep Archive means you put the data on bucket. You can access only within once in 6 months. But whenever if you want data, it will take hours to retrieve the data. In that case, I can use Deep Archive. So these are going to be your standard storage classes. The best part of S3, companies will store the data for years. There is a company called Nasdaq that store the data of 7 years exactly. How many years? Even though if you put data in 7 years, it is going to be completely safe. Let me explain you in a diagrammatical way. You will be getting lot more of clarity. For example, let's say, sir, I have a file. If I put this on standard, okay, daily I need to pay 10 rupees for it. How many rupees? Just understand the concept, what I'm trying to tell you. So if I'm accessing the file daily, I need to put on standard, I need to pay for 10 rupees. No, sir, I'm accessing the file within only one time in a month. I can go for infrequent access. What I can go for? If I put the same file on infrequent access, I'm going to pay only 3 rupees now. How many rupees? Is it a better way or not, sir? Then again, if I am accessing the file once in 6 months, I can put on the Glacier. Where I can put on? For Glacier, I need to pay only 1 rupee. How many rupees? That means my cost is reducing or not, sir? And again, if I use Deep Archive in the Glacier, I'm going to pay only 0.5 rupees for the file. That means file is safe. But if I use standard, I need to pay 10 rupees. If I use infrequent access, 3 rupees. If I use Glacier instant retrieval, 1 rupee. Glacier Deep Archive, I'm going to pay 0. By this method, we can reduce the cost of our AWS account or not, sir? That's it. So now how to do it practically means, let me go and show you. For example, if you go to the management, click on create lifecycle. Again, it is not a part of your syllabus. I'm covering as much as possible for you in the class. Okay. These all are not a part of your syllabus. Rule name, I'm going to give it as rule number 1. Can you turn off the AC? Rule name is rule 1. Here I'm going to give move current versions of object between storage classes. I'm going to select the first option. After that, for example, if by by default, all the objects are going to come on standard. But in standard, how much you are going to pay, sir? 10 rupees. So if I don't access my file within 30 days, move to standard infrequent access. For infrequent access, how much you are going to pay now? 3 rupees. Now again, after that intelligent tiering, if I don't access my file for 60 days, move it to intelligent tiering. Same one zone don't. I don't want to go for one zone. I want to go for glacier. If I don't access my file for 90 days, move it to glacier. If I move to glacier, how much of amount I need to pay? 1. After 6 months, even though if I don't access my file after 6 months, 180 days will be minimum. Move it to glacier archive. So minimum duration will be 180. So like that, my object, first of all, will be on standard. It will come to infrequent access. It will come to glacier. It will come to glacier deep archive. By these methods, obviously we can decrease the amount of money spending for the files or not, sir. So this is how exactly you are going to do in the real time. In the real time also, how exactly I shown you. The same objects you are going to learn from here. Okay. So click on I acknowledge, click on create the rule. Is the rule created now? It is one of the cost optimization strategy what we have used for our organization. Sir, using the cloud is very easy, but using the cloud with less cost is going to be very, very difficult. Okay. There is a profile called FinOps. You know FinOps? FinOps stands for financial operation. That means with the help of the cloud, how effectively you are building the infrastructure and how much of money you are saving for the organization. That is what exactly we are going to call as FinOps. You know, basically I read an article recent days. Total companies in the world are wasting completely 90 billions of dollars completely wasting due to lack of knowledge in financial operations. How much of $1 billion? 90 billion US dollars. The reason why they are wasting, they don't know how proper knowledge in the cloud. They don't know how to reduce the cost in the cloud. That is the reason for wasting this much of amount. Sir, 90 billion means how much of amount, sir? It is very big amount or not? Okay. So remember, using the cloud is very easy, but using the cloud with less cost is not a cup of tea for everyone. You require a lot of knowledge for it. Okay. That is the reason in my future course, I'm going to starting FinOps also. FinOps stand for financial operations. In future course, I'm going to launch 3 different things. First thing, I'm going to launch 2 certification from the course. One is AWS Cloud Practitioner. Second one is Terraform. These 2, I'm going to give guarantee for my future courses. Second one, I'm trying to launch the FinOps also. FinOps, nobody is going to teach here. And in entire Hyderabad, nobody is going to teaching Terraform certificate for the offline. In online, lot of people are teaching. But the cost is going for 10,000 only for certification course. How much? 10,000. And if you go for FinOps, FinOps is going to take you at least 3 to 4,000. But in my upcoming batches, I'm going to make this 2 for free of cost. 2 certifications. One is from cloud. Second one is from Terraform. And next one I'm going to implement is FinOps. And I'm trying to introduce some security tools also. Already I'm teaching some security tools now. But in future, that is going to be increased for the next batch. That's it. So now this is the overview about today's session. In today's class, which concept we have seen? S3 bucket. In tomorrow's session, I'm going to teach you VPC. So after that, finally, I'm going to start Terraform. So from Saturday, I'm going to teach you Terraform itself. Okay. That's it. So now if you are having any doubts or any queries over today's session, you can ask. But before going for doubts and queries, first of all, how's the concept of AWS S3 now? Is it clear for all of you? Online, can you please confirm me, is AWS S3 clear for all of you or not? Okay, fine. I already said this previously. Let me tell you, if you delete the object, if you go for versioning, in the versioning, you can see data, right? Files you can see. Copy the files to cluster. How do you do? AWS S3 CP, file name, cluster location. Give the command kubectl apply -f, name of the file. That's it. Already I said this tapas in the class only. I think you might miss it at that time. Okay. And one more thing, in a bucket, we have a golden rule. First of all, if you want to delete the bucket, you need to, if I directly go and delete it, won't delete. You need to first of all make it empty. That's it. So storage class is not a part of your syllabus, and S3 static website hosting is not a part of our syllabus. But even though I tried to cover for you, okay. In real time, you don't delete, but here for practical, you can delete. Yeah. In company, you don't have even the permission to delete also. Why? Because I shown you how to restrict using IAM user, right? Same things are going to happen there. Guys, in company, if you don't use proper IAM, you are going to face a lot of consequences. So IAM should be utilized very properly. So online, if you are having any doubts or queries, you can speak now. And the one thing I want to tell for you is again, our course is DevOps actually. But here, how much of AWS required, that much part I'm covering for you. Okay. Online, any queries from your end? And online, like when you are attending the class, please come with original name. Here I'm seeing a name like XFDGHD. Like I don't know what is his name. So in the future class, please try to rename yourself. Like otherwise, the admin is going to remove. Okay. So I'm telling to the person XFGD. I'm not sure what is your name. So please try to rename. Okay. Fine. Okay then. So any other queries you are having? When will be your last class? It will take exactly 2 months to finish. Sir, 2 months, not 2 weeks to finish entire thing. Not 2 weeks. I can tell 1.5 week maximum. Let's take 10 days from now, 10 working days. Okay. Okay then. So that's it for today's session. Let's meet on tomorrow's class with some new topic. Have a great day. Bye all. Thank you.